Here is my 7x3080 Ti rig. It is currently running on Raven. You can see here how it's doing. 411.4 megahash. Here are my overclocks. Cores all at 0. Memory 2150, 2030, 2030, 2030, 1950, 2030, 2100. I haven't played around with these too much, but if I go too high, the rig crashes, and I haven't been able to pinpoint exactly what does it. So on Raven, this is about as high as it goes. Power limits 321, 325, 325, 321, 321, 325, and 321. I tried lowering these down a little bit more, and I lose some hashes. These originally were a little higher. These were running at 325, and the higher ones were at 330. So I was able to drop these by a little bit here, 5 watts and 4 watts, and everything's running good. Here are the cards. You can see they're all NVIDIA EVGA FTW3 models. Here we go. Nice and cold right now. Nice cold temperatures. It's cold in the house. Nice winter temps coming in the window, so it's looking good. Here's the actual powers, 320, 324. According to the software, I haven't checked these at the wall, but there you have it. This is our baseline. This is going to be what we are competing against. I'm about to throw these onto T-Rex on the LHR miner and see how it does. I'll let it run for 24 hours, and we will come back and see how it's going. Right here is where I started up the new flight sheet on T-Rex for the LHR unlock on Ethereum. And I keep getting this error. T-Rex can't initialize device, can't lock core clock, can't set GPU lock clock. Turns out that it looks like this doesn't work on SMOS, so I'm going to have to figure something out. It is now the next morning, and my 3080 Ti rig, as you can see, is no longer on Simple Miner. I had to move it over to Hive because I couldn't do absolute core clocks on the SMOS software. I just kept getting errors and errors. I looked it up. It looks like it might only be good for Windows and maybe some Linux applications. If you go here on the GitHub information file for T-Rex, we have GPU fine-tuning for Windows and Linux. If you go here, --lock, -cc lock, this will set the lock. It says it's supposed to work in Linux as well, but whenever I tried this on SMOS, it just would not work. Couldn't get it to work, kept getting errors. So I just said, screw it, I'm moving over to Hive. I know that this works in Hive. So I ditched SMOS on one more rig. That seems to be the way things are going. I'm slowly moving everything over to Hive. And here it is, hashing away happily. So on Kapow, you can see here, I just turned it on briefly. It was doing 414 megahash a second, which is in line with where it was on SMOS. It averages about 411 consistently on SMOS, but this was just like a fresh restart, so the cards were colder. They start a little higher and then drop down to about 411, and then they settle out there. You can see it bounces around a little bit at the start, and then here's a little bounce around here. Couple little bounces, but overall it is pretty steady here, hovering around 590, hovering around 590 megahash. I'm getting 83 to 85 per card, which is not fantastic. This card right here usually is my best performer on Raven. As you can see, it is not my best performer, although it is using less wattage than the other ones. So I'm not sure what's going on here. They all have core at 1250. These memory settings and power limit are the exact same as what I had on Raven. So like we're at 2150, 2030, 2030, 2030, 1950, 2030, 2100. These are where I found the cards work pretty good without the system crashing. I'm sure there's a little bit more fine tuning I can do, but I was happy with where it is, and the rig is nice and stable. Let's jump over here to the shell in a box. Okay, it went up to 87, so it bounces around a little bit. I probably just need to refresh that other page. 87, 83, 85, 85, 83, 84, 87. And all of the LHR has gone to 71. And this one card here is at 71.5. It has been running for, where's our time here? 17 hours and 36 minutes. So the reason why I jumped back over to Ethereum after mining Raven for so long on this rig was the recent market price crash. Raven has lost like 70% of its value or something, and Ethereum maybe 20%. So Ethereum right now, even on LHR cards, for the first time that I've seen, is actually beating out straight mining Raven. So I figured I'd just go on to Ethereum and mine it. And another thing that I saw, I did a little bit of searching here. Here's just a forum on the Hive OS forum. Look what some of these guys are getting here. This guy's got 3 3080 Ti's, 91, 92, 92.6. He's got a core lock of 1200, but look at his overclocks, 2800, 2900, 3100. So these are massive. I've never overclocked my cards this hard, and I've been running Raven on them before, so maybe with Ethereum, I could start to increase my core clocks and try it out. So right now, we've got whatever that was, 18 hours of kind of baseline data with these cards. They're all running good. They're all running about 83 to 85 mega hash, and they're all around that 2000 to 2100 memory range here. These are all identical cards. These are all EVGA FTW3 models. I'm going to start sneaking some of these up a little higher and seeing if I can get some better hash rates out of these. Here is the pool data right here. Current doesn't mean that kind of jumps around. Average 573, reported 594. So it's doing good. You can see here we don't have a full 24 hours yet, so our average is still going to be a little low because it's brought down by this here. But it is coming up. Average is sneaking up, going higher and higher and higher. So this is kind of our baseline data here. We're doing about 590 mega hash at these clocks. I want to start doing some more. There's a few guys on this forum here. Like these, that's crazy. That's the same one, I guess, there. That guy's just posting the same screenshot. But there's a few people that say that they tried it and they're doing just as good. Here's another one, 1150 absolute core, 2300. It's getting 87. Like none of mine are even getting 87. So let's sneak these up a bit here. I'm happy with that core lock where it's at. I don't want to fiddle with that too much. Yeah, let's do a big jump here and see what happens. I know that the first card and the last card, they can take some more compared to these middle ones here. So let's just give this a shot. I'm not sure if this will cause some issues with the LHR unlock or not. Let's find out. Like the first and last are doing 86 right now. It bounces around a bit. I can't remember if this is a 30-second average or a 1-minute average. There's something about T-Rex reporting differently in Linux versus Windows. 87, 87. Let's just sneak that up a little bit more. Let's just go big. So these ones are a little bit higher than the others. Let's try just sneaking these all up. Looks like it's working. Check this data here. We're at 604 mega hash a second, 607. So that's 608. Oh, 612. Holy cow. Okay, so it looks like I can run these clocks a lot higher on Ethereum versus Raven. That's very cool. This guy's at 89. Look at that, 613. Okay, so it just keeps going up. Excellent. 609. Not sure how these higher clocks are going to affect this LHR unlock because we're all at 71. One's at 71.5, and all the rest are at 71. I think this starts out at 74, but it always finds them and then drops. So what I might do here is fiddle with these clocks a bit, see where it's stable. I'm just going to keep playing with these clocks a little bit. Make sure nothing crashes or goes crazy here. And then reset the whole rig and let it start again at LHR 74 and see if it hangs out there for a while or if it just drops again. 608. That's still pretty high. That's 10. We've got about 10 more than we had before. Let's just give this a shot. 2,900 for the first and last card. 2,500 for all the ones in the middle. Core lock still at 1,250. There you go. GPU3 LHR detected. There's our very last card. Is going to be dropping to 71. That's this guy right here. Ooh. Did I crash the rig? Yeah, rig has crashed. So sadly, this rig was down for quite a while. You can see here it shut off in the morning when I was fiddling during recording, and it just came back up now. It's been down for quite a while because I was not able to get to this machine and do a hard reset on it. But here it is. Maybe I shouldn't have gone so hard on the settings. You can see here I have backed off a bit on those overclocks from where they messed it up. First and the last are at 2,900, and all these middle ones are at 2,400, I believe, when it crashed. I can't remember now. So here we are a little bit backed off. Same core. We've got memory 2,750 and 2,350 for all the middle cards, except for this guy here. I put this one at 2,250 just in case, because this card had some issues on Raven. And then the last card again at 2,750. Let's take a look at the Hive shell and see what it looks like. Okay, Hive shell. This thing's been running for 18 minutes, and it just keeps dropping here, these LHR locks. So we're at 71.5, 72.5, a couple of 72s in there. These will just keep dropping as it detects the LHR unlock. We're sitting around 88 mega hash for each card as this slowly drops. So it is later in the day, so you can see these temperatures have actually come up from before. You know, during the day, the sun's out, room warms up a little bit more. So I'm going to let this run for a while and see how it does. Looks like rig 6 just crashed there. Sorry, card 6 just crashed. So that's GPU 6. Might have to turn down the overclock on that guy. I just dropped the core clock on GPU 6 here down to 2600. Sorry, that's the memory down to 2600. Look at this here on 74 LHR. I'm getting 91 for these cards. So when this drops down to about LHR 71, my mega hash drops to about 86, 87, 88. So you get quite a few more on LHR 74, but it always detects. You see here, it's always detecting, and then these will all eventually just drop down. Here we go, GPU 1, everything just detects. It all constantly detects. It goes down to LHR 71. Maybe I should just manually set this at 71. So you can see here, I put LHR just right to 71 because they just go there anyways, and this thing just detects it and keeps dropping, and then eventually it drops down to 71 anyways. So might as well just stick it there. We're sitting at 607, 602, 607. So we're doing better than we were before with these extra overclock settings. Hopefully this rig stays stable. Let's leave it here for a while and see what it turns up. We're sitting at 6 minutes and 1 second. Everything looks happy so far. Yeah, where's our hash right here? 599, 610. So it's hovering around that 600, a little more than 600 range, bouncing around by 10. It was averaging, 558 before? Let's just check out the pool real fast. Here we are in the pool. This is where we were before. Reported was 580. Okay, 590, kind of where it was before. Reported 595, so that's where it was kind of reporting before. 590, 595. And then it crashed sadly down all afternoon. Just got it back up right here. Here we are in the shell. It is running around 600. It's bouncing around. We'll call it 600. So it's about 10 mega hash higher than it was before. This is on LHR 71 for everything. I'm going to have to do some more digging and see if I can bump that up to LHR. I don't know. Maybe I can lock it at 74 and see what happens. I'm going to see how other people are doing. Maybe some other guys on YouTube are getting better results than me. But it seems like with the settings that I have on these cards right now, in fact, for any card that I've ever run on LHR, it has always detected it and bumped it down to 71. Right here is another rig, and this is the other rig, the only other rig that I've ever run a LHR card on. And this one has the GeForce 3070. This is a EVGA model. This is an LHR card running at 43 right now. I'm going to take a look at the Hive shell and see what the LHR lock is on this one. This is my 3070, and we got LHR 71. So it doesn't seem to matter what card I have. It always goes to 71. I'd be curious to see if any of you other guys out there are having success with this going higher. This particular one's been running for 10 days, 17 hours, no issues. Of course, these are all 10 series cards, one 3090 and a 3070. 0 rejected shares. That's beautiful. 8750 out of 8750. That's a lovely thing there, but it's only doing 43, 42.8, LHR 71. We jump back over to this other rig. I've got it all locked at 71. So, if it's bouncing around, every time it detects it and lowers, your hash rate goes down. So I might as well just leave it here. We'll leave it here for now and see how this goes. I'll take a look in the morning, give you guys some updated information. But for now, we're going to let it run and see how it plays out. Here's the hash rate. A little bit higher than it was before with these higher clocks. So this is clocked higher than I could ever do mining Raven. With Raven, this would just kill the system. So we'll leave it here for a while. It ran 18 minutes last time before crashing. GPU 6 was the culprit, and I lowered the overclock on that. Here are my overclock settings right here. So for that last card that crashed, it was at 2750. I lowered it down to 2600 just in case. GPU are lost. Rebooting. Not good. This thing is still having errors, but at least it's turning back on by itself. Let's check this out. We got here PCIe 09. Not sure what this is here. XID, NVRM. Not sure what's going on here. I will look at this one right here. Warp exception on blah, 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 blah. This is all 9. Let's see where 9 is. We go down here, and 9 is this last card here. So it looks like this last card is still causing issues at 2600. Let's just slow this guy right down. 2400. Apply. I'm not sure what this GPU driver error, no temps. What do we got here? Card 9. Same thing. 9, 9. And then this is still doing this thing here on 7. So I'm not sure what's going on here with number 7. But I'm definitely getting some errors on 9. Which one's number 7? This guy right here. And this is the one that I had slowed lower than the other ones. Let's just lower that one down too, just in case it is causing issues as well. We'll put this one down to 2100. 2100 seems like a good number here. Apply. So we slowed down GPU 4 and GPU 6, which is actually my 5th and 7th card. We're up for 6 minutes. This thing seems to crash around the 15-minute mark, but I slowed down those 2 GPUs. Let's see if those are the ones causing the issue. If they are the ones causing the issue, I might be able to speed up those other cards, but I want to kind of take it easy. I don't want this thing to have a meltdown on me like before. Because if I've got another 8 hours downtime where I can't get at the rig, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of revenue lost versus some small tinkering. Any little tinker I might get out of these other cards versus 8 hours down, it's just not worth it. I can't play with this until I can actually get at the rig consistently. We'll leave it here for a while. Hopefully this works. We're still hovering around, 609, 595, 608. So we're still up because of all those other cards are still running a little hotter than before. Just those 2 we had to pull back a bit. Fingers crossed that this works. Come on, guys. Fingers crossed. I don't want to come back here until the morning. I want this thing to run all night. I'm going to go see Ghostbusters right now. I'm going to see the new Ghostbusters. You know, it was filmed in Canada. It was filmed in the prairies. Got to go check that out. I want to enjoy my movie and not have to worry about my rigs. You guys say it with me. Enjoy my movie. Don't worry about these rigs. It is now the next day, and there were a ton of problems. You could see here, this is the pool data. My Ethernet switch right here died, and all of my rigs on that one particular switch just shut off. You can see here's a peak. It came back on for a couple minutes, shut back off. Here's where I was able to get it replaced. Everything's been running bang solid since then. But prior to this, I was having a lot of issues with this rig. I'm not sure if it was due to that switch or the computer itself, but it kept crashing. So I ended up backing off on a lot of these settings here. You can see I took the memory settings back to where they were before, lowered the core a tiny little bit just to see if I could save a little bit of power. You can see here the memory clock's 2200, 2080s, 2000, 2080, 2150. Core lock's 1230 for all of them. I just left it here because of all those issues I was having yesterday. I got a little gun shy trying to play with this rig too much. But where it is right now, we're running at about 590, 595 mega hash on Ethereum. I also took out that LHR lock at 71 just to see what would happen. I just wanted it all kind of where it was stable before, and it ends up just going back down to LHR 71 anyways. Here's all the cards. They're doing okay. You know, it's not 93 like a lot of guys are getting, but it's stable for now. And amazingly enough, even at these low numbers, for the first time in all of my testing, it is more profitable than running Raven. So look here at the Raven coin mining calculator. This rig does 410 mega hash at roughly 2275 watts. Total income for 7 days, 262. 24 hours, $38.21. That's before electricity, mind you. Here's an estimate after electricity, $32.75. And if we put in our LHR Ethereum numbers, we are at $41 income. After power at $36.47 for a week. That's $255. So we go back to Raven, $223, Ethereum, $255. So it's actually making quite a bit more on Ethereum than it is Raven right now. If this rig stays stable for a while, I might start throwing some of my other rigs over onto Ethereum as well, because it's just more profitable at the moment. It would make more sense to mine Ethereum and then trade for Raven if that's what I want. This rig is going to stay on Ethereum for the foreseeable future as long as it's more profitable. I'll keep an eye on this. If it stays this way, I'm going to start throwing some of those other rigs. I got a lot of 3060s. Like I have 16 3060 cards that I can move over as well. I've got about 1 gigahash on Raven right now that I can move over to Ethereum as well. If they work about as well as this, that'll be about 1.4, maybe 1.5 gigahash extra on Ethereum, which should be nice. But then I won't be getting that Raven, and that halving is coming up pretty soon, but I could always trade for it if that's what I want to do. So for now, that is my 7x3080 Ti rig. It has been fairly stable since I got the network switch replaced, and let's hope that it stays this way. For now, it's running these more conservative memory clocks.